Superintelligence means AI way smarter than humans at everything. You might not realize this, but we're entering into a regime where there will be a thing that will do everything better than you.
We're not ready to build superintelligence unless, hey, if you take a vote of everybody and everybody says, go ahead, okay, at least we've kind of written our own fate here.
I think the most important thing about this statement is it says, what we're making can kill everyone. They all signed this and said, our thing can kill us all.
Three dads running 3 YouTube channels, working to wake up the world to AI risk. Tackle 1 missed warning shot each week. If it's Sunday, it's warning shots.
Hey, I'm John Sherman, host of For Humanity and AI Risk podcast. I need you right now to become a subscriber to the AI Risk Network. Go in, hit subscribe, hit alarm, do it. Hey, welcome back to Warning Shots. I am John Sherman. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the show where every week we talk about something big that happened in the world of AI risk that we wish the world were talking about more. This week, the world is talking about what we're talking about a lot, I think, in some good ways. It's exciting. I'm joined, as always, by the genius, Liron Shapira, over here, and in some formal wear today, stepping up the attire. We appreciate it. We respect it.
Yeah. You know, it's an important occasion. I just realized these discussions are getting so urgent and important that there's no time for amateur hour.
Appreciate it. And of course, Michael of the Lethal Intelligence channel on YouTube. Michael, thank you for being here as always as well. So we are talking about the statement on superintelligence coming from Future of Life Institute. Really important moment. We're hoping in AI risk and AI safety. It has a whole lot of important signatories, more and more every day. So let's start off, Liron. Let's start off by talking about the first statement, which was incredibly important in AI safety and why we keep having this sort of series of statements. Take it away. Talk about that first statement from 2023 and then where we are today with this.
All right. Here is the first statement from 2023. It's by the Center for AI Safety. Dan Hendricks, I think, is the main person there. They do a lot of interesting work. I've covered them on my show. This was one of the greatest things they've ever done. The statement on AI risk for 2033. I bring it up all the time. You guys have probably heard it. It says, mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks, such as pandemics and nuclear war. So I consider that statement like very mildly worded. Like, yeah, of course, it's a global priority, like among other priorities, of course, right? That's mild. And yet, other people were denying that it was even a global priority, that it was even considered an existential risk at all. In other words, like treating it like it was less than 1%. Like, I basically think this statement is kind of an admission that the probability of doom, P-doom, is at least 1%. That's my interpretation of anybody who signs the statement. And again, this was back in 2023. And the crazy thing was, a majority of the people that you'd ever hope and dream would sign it did in fact sign it. So in addition to Geoffrey Hinton, Yoshua Bengio, at this point, these guys are the usual subjects. They've already come to the light side. But you've got Demis, Hassabis, Sam Altman, Dario Amodei. You don't have Jan LeCun, right? But let's say that's like 3 out of 4 of the major US AI company leaders. That's pretty good. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't as big of an AI leader at the time too. So arguably the most minor one. Didn't sign. So yeah, and then you've got Ilya Sutskever, Bill Gates. So this was really a who's who. Not every single name, but just like amazing list of names back in 2023. So this brings us to today. Yeah, John, you want to jump in?
And just real quick on this one, I think the most important thing about this statement is it says what we're making can kill everyone.
Right, exactly.
We have an extinction risk. And if they hadn't signed this, I feel like today they'd be running from that. Like this, they all signed this and said, our thing can kill us all. Hugely important. All right.
And I do think the ChatGPT moment, I think everybody was freaked out in 2023. There were a few people like Eliezer Yudkowsky who had just been watching AI for a while and they already had their freak out like in 2015 or whatever, like in the deep learning revolution or in other milestones. But most people, myself included, and I think even Sam Altman and the OpenAI guys, when they saw how powerful in general ChatGPT was and just like GPT 3.5, GPT 4, it was this freak out time. I remember, actually, it's funny now, I've been tweeting about AI safety pretty much since that moment in 2022, early 2023. And I used to have like every tweet go viral when I pointed out, hey, did you guys know Paul Cristiano, who's leading safety for OpenAI? Did you know that he has like a 50% PDoom? And that would like go viral. Like every time I'd tweet something, like everybody was waking up to this being like, oh my God, this, the Turing test is getting passed. This AI is coming. And now people have become more jaded. Like, yeah, it's the AI revolution. We have like 10 whole years before we all have to face this threat, right? That's like the new, things have like calmed down. But yeah, this was back in, to your point, right? Like people were more open, I think, to go ahead and sign and be like, yeah, we're all honestly scared. Like we don't know what the hell is going on right now with this breakthrough. Okay. So this brings us to 2025. Basically what happened in 2025 is even though like the usual suspects like Sam Altman are now cagier, they're less open about how big the risk is, or maybe they've even convinced themselves that the risk is lower. There's many other people like Geoffrey Hinton and Yoshua Bengio who are going farther now. They're now willing to be like, hey, it's not enough to just be like, this is a risk. Let's do a whole nother statement. Let's push out the frontier of what kind of public statements we're making. So here we go. The Superintelligence Statement, superintelligencestatement.org. This was done by the Future of Life Institute, so a different organization from the Center for AI Safety. The Future of Life Institute is run by Jan Tallinn and Max Tegmark, I believe. And of course, they're both signatories to both letters.
Anthony, I'll give you as well.
Oh, Anthony, all right. Okay. So the preface is, innovative AI tools may bring unprecedented health and prosperity. However, alongside tools, many leading AI companies have the stated goal of building superintelligence in the coming decade that can significantly outperform all humans on essentially all cognitive tasks. And this is basically their rough definition of superintelligence. People are going to complain there's no definition of superintelligence, so I'll read that part again. Significantly outperform all humans on essentially all cognitive tasks. Okay, superintelligence. This has raised concerns ranging from human economic obsolescence and disempowerment, losses of freedom, civil liberties, dignity, and control, to national security risks, and even potential human extinction. The succinct statement below aims to create common knowledge of the growing number of experts and public figures who oppose a rush to superintelligence. And I love that phrasing, common knowledge. It's not just about these people know it, we know it. It's also like we know that they know that other people know it, right? It's about common knowledge. Okay, so here is the statement. We call for a prohibition on the development of superintelligence, not lifted before there is 1, broad scientific consensus that it will be done safely and controllably, and 2, strong public buy-in. That's it. So it's like one sentence with this list of 2, prohibition on the development of superintelligence until there's scientific consensus that it can be done safely and controllably. Yeah, so this takes it a step farther, right? Because before we were talking about, hey, this is an existential risk, and now it's explicitly saying, hey, we're not ready to build superintelligence unless, hey, if you take a vote of everybody and everybody says, go ahead, okay, at least we've kind of written our own fate here. But it's probably, but I don't think that vote would pass. And so this statement, to me, seems very simple, very reasonable, and yet striking, moving the frontier forward. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I like it. And I'm Michael, I'm going to get to you in just one second. There's just one minor little complaint about it is I love the case statement, the 2023 being 22 words, and that's it. Super tight. This thing has like a preamble, a sentence, and then a number 1 and 2 clauses. To me, it's a little bit clunkier, but I do find it to be incredibly powerful. Michael, what are your thoughts about this version of the statement?
Yeah. So, I mean, this time they're straight up demanding a ban on superintelligence. And I think it's important there is a definition, but what does it actually mean if you really want to feel it? So, superintelligence means AI way smarter than humans at everything. So you might not realize this, but we're entering into a regime where there will be a thing that will do everything better than you. So put that in the pipe and smoke it. We're just we're not talking just sending emails better than you. We're talking like it will know better than you what shopping you will like. It will be a better friend to your friends than you. It will even be a better parent to your children maybe than you. I mean, you can be around like a meat puppet, but AI will be more interesting, will say the right things, be more fun, even more love in a way. So, I mean, it will also replace our reality, creating personalized movies you will love to watch, give you exactly the content you want to consume, make you laugh as hard as you can. The actual reality will be so boring in comparison. No one will want to experience things outside what the AI gives them. So, yes, I mean, we need to establish superintelligence in terms of a human can understand, because obviously it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop in hominoid activities. It can go much further. So you can look at your dog. It does not understand what you do on your laptop with your internet. So imagine that 1,000 times worse. You will not have a clue what superintelligence does. And then going back to your dog, your dog will not understand how you will kill it. It can only imagine you might bite it. It doesn't have a model of all the ways you will take to harm it. It's important to say now, this is what we actually mean when we say superintelligence. And now this statement clearly says, we need to ban superintelligence. It was about time to someone, really say this. And now this, I think, next level opening the Overton window now. So we have AI researchers, faith leaders, business pioneers, policy makers, and national security advisors. Yeah. Actors, celebrities like Prince Harry, whatever. We all stand together because we want a human future. And the idea is, okay, we're just closer to building this superintelligence I'm talking about, and we haven't figured out how to control it. And people say about US and China, but there is some Chinese scientists also that have signed it.
And, all right, hey, Mike, so real quick. So while we have the screen up here, I just want to show the other statement because there's a second version of this statement. This one is to be signed by sort of people within the AI safety field. There's a civilian version that has a lot more signatures. Let's look at that real quick. Michael, talk about what that's about.
Well, I mean, the collection of signatures happened through two paths, and this is the more, let's say, straight path, talking to more layman. You can actually, if you just read a bit, it says, reckless tech billionaires are racing to build AI superintelligence, raising massive ethical and security concerns. So it's just, the previous wording was more respectful to, to the tech oligarchs. This goes full in, attacking properly. So I guess this is more, what's the right word here?
Populist.
In your face, whatever. If you read the whole thing, maybe it resonates more with the common like the general public. Let's say if I were to choose, I would probably send both links, obviously, but I think this might be easier for some people to sign.
Yeah.
And then obviously the actual letter is the same. This is the context around it, the wording.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. We'll put links to both in the show notes. Everybody, please go sign. One question I have is like, are statements enough? Are we're in a world where we say we got 2 years to make a meaningful difference. Talk about the power of statements and the role.
Okay. And a lot of people were actually criticizing the statement. The people who were criticizing, that was their angle of attack. To put it in a nutshell, somebody was being clever. That meme where they're like, just another statement, bro. Like just one more statement, and then we're finally gonna be safe from AI. And there is truth to that of like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? Sure. But okay, here's my claim. There's like the frontier of how many important people sign the statement, and then on the other axis, how strong the statement is, right? How much of a call to action the statement is. So if you look at the list of signatories, I would say it's a little bit weaker than the one in 2023. Like we don't, people like Sam Altman, Max Tegmark was saying recently, most of the AI leaders refuse to sign outright. And he claims somebody high up in one of the AI companies said he really wanted to sign, but he couldn't sign when everybody else around him wasn't signing. So basically we regressed a little bit in terms of who's signing, but we pushed out the frontier of how strong of a statement it is. Literally like, don't build superintelligence. That's directly going against the stated mission, right? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, he's talking about superintelligence labs now, building superintelligence in your pocket. OpenAI has had it as their mission for a while. We are going to build superintelligence. So this is my claim to all the haters is as long as we push out the frontier, right? The two axes, push out the frontier of how strong it is and how many people are signing. That's a great way to make progress. And you can't really skip that step. I feel like Eliezer Yudkowsky is always trying to like do an end run, being like, oh, I'm just going to have like the politician read my book, and then like the politicians will get together and ban it, and then it'll be done just like that. No wasted motions. Yeah. And I'm like, no, you really do have to have this grassroots acknowledgement that we can't build superintelligence. Like it has to come from the people. And this is what it looks like. This is the incremental progress. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this one, that is important. First of all, it opens the Overton window, but it's different from previous ones in some important ways. So there is unprecedented public and expert momentum. So unlike prior AI post letters, this is laser focused on superintelligence, as we said, as a concrete engineering goal for the 2030s. And it unites unlikely allies, across ideologies, like common people who commonly fight a lot, like tribes from different, from the left or the right. And there is a poll of 2,000 US adults that found 64% agree that superintelligence shouldn't be developed until it's provably safe and controllable. and only 5% favor the fast track, mirroring. And that's basically the general consensus here. And it's also focusing on other important things, like, for example, it's countering the AI arms race very clearly, talking about tech firms are in a race to the bottom. And as Max Stegman puts it, where competitive incentives override safety, billions pour in, but without regulation, this could prioritize profits over people. And the statement actually stigmatizes this grass and advocates for a global ban until science and society catch up, potentially, influencing laws, regulation, and so on. And in short, it isn't alarmist. It's a proactive, let's say, firewall against a technology that could redefine civilization or end it. And by signing or amplifying it, at least people signal that AI progress must prioritize safety over speed. And I think you should sign it. Talking to the audience, it's easy.
Yeah,
it does make a difference.
And I think something that's super important about it is the introduction and promotion of the terms ban superintelligence to the masses. Like we've been doing this AGI, ASI, what do we call it? What's the line? How do we define it? Like, to just put the words superintelligence and ban together, I think is powerful. And I think that is kind of maybe the term that the AI safety world should be writing, because it AGI, ASI is not very approachable to a regular person. I think ban superintelligence is something everybody can wrap their heads around. Liran?
Yeah. Now, in terms of how action happens, because that's basically what the criticism is like, another statement, there's no action. I think it goes like this. We have an indirect democracy, right? So people don't vote on every bill directly. But if there were a proposition on the ballot just saying, do you want to ban superintelligence? Funny enough, I think those same people from your survey, those same average Americans or average citizens of most countries would be like, yep, let's ban it. And just like that, it would be banned. So it's kind of funny that these don't come up on the ballot. But when we use representative democracy, okay, well, there's now slowly more and more candidates running who are tapping into that. I think we mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene was the one who killed the recent bill about they were going to not let states regulate AI. They're going to reserve the right to regulate AI to the federal government, which you can agree or disagree with it, but realistically, the federal government wasn't doing much regulation. So all the pro acceleration of people were like, ban the states from regulating AI. Anyway, so that was a recent bill. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is a little bit of an anti-AI hero. And there's actually, we should really talk about Alex Bors. Have you guys heard of? I just
interviewed him last week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I actually first heard him from you, John. That's right. How can I forget? Yeah. Great interview. So he just joined the primary to succeed Jerry Nadler in Congress on behalf of which state? Do you remember?
In New York.
New York. Right.
And also, additionally, Scott Wiener, the California state senator or state rep, I can't remember what I think he's a state senator, is running for the House in California. He announced yesterday too. So we've been like, where are the AI safety champions in political life? The two state champions are now running for federal office, which is kind of exciting, I think.
Right. We're always saying we need to make this an issue, because if you put the issue in front of people, if it comes up at the dinner table, there's actually a lot of, we're the majority. We're the silent majority over here wanting there not to be super intelligent AI. It's so funny, right? Because the tech industry, there's still so many people who are like, you guys are fringe nuts. Nobody wants this. Like, go away. The doomers are like so weird. It's like, no, actually, funny enough, this time we're the majority, and you guys are actually the nuts. So when we elect people like Alex Bors, that's what raises the issue. So there is momentum in these kind of signing statements. It gives more people the idea, like, wait a minute, I can put this as a plank in my campaign. This can be an issue that people vote on. And that's all you need is you need more people like Alex Bors and Scott Wiener, and then you take a vote and then policy happens.
Yeah, Michael?
Can I, this, the emperor has no clothes, this story?
Yeah.
You know the story? So it's like,
of course,
if the emperor has no clothes and everyone is looking around, what's going on, guys, here? This emperor doesn't have clothes, but no one is doing anything. And then this letter is basically the kid that says, hey guys, the emperor doesn't have any clothes. And then suddenly everyone will slowly, we will build critical mass, and then action will come. And obviously politicians, I always say this, we need a grassroots pressure to create demand for politicians. So politicians will not exist. AI safety politicians will start existing when the public demands it. because everyone's trying to get votes, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, in this story, that's the idea. It has a lot of value. So any signature is actually one more voice saying, "Hey, this emperor doesn't have clothes." You know what I mean? This story.
Yeah, and
So,
there's
yeah,
some
that's
sort
my
of
thoughts.
tipping point out there where it just breaks open.
Critical mass, you know,
little
at some
drop.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it becomes mainstream, then everyone will be fine. Then you will be weird if you say, "Yeah, let's go pedal to the metal." I mean, you will be frowned upon. You'll be like
Yeah, a
the other
freak,
one.
like a
Freak.
you know. Yeah, that is the day we want. All right, guys, we are at time. I feel
Hey, John,
like
I mean, there really is another little piece of this that's probably worth covering.
go for it. All right, come on, let's do it.
The Dean Ball tweet.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you might want to edit that before saying we're done.
Dean
but-
Ball was
Low
someone who I have heard. Dean Ball was in the White House and was a White House AI safety person, and I've heard that what I had heard in the past was he's the one who is the most competent in the White House to know what's going on with AI safety. And then this tweet sort of convinced me otherwise. So go for it, Leroy.
Yeah, so he did work for the White House. I mean, a lot of people respect his opinions. I mean, he's clearly a thoughtful guy who knows how to write policy. I'll give him that. So I'm trying to research what exactly his title was at the White House. Currently, he's the senior fellow at the Foundation for American Innovation, and he's the author of Hyperdimensional. I can't say I've read it, but okay, I think I got it. He was the senior policy advisor at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy for 5 months earlier this year, April to August. I'm actually not entirely sure why he left. That's an
He was
interesting
like the
thing.
guy. What I heard was he was like the guy, the AI safety guy in the
Right. Like he was basically drafting. He's saying, "Hey, what could the policy be?" And I'm not entirely sure why he left. I think he kind of left him with some document, and I don't know what happened with it. But anyway, he's a good thinker. He's probably going to do more. He's a guy to watch, and I would love for him to support a statement like this. But what happened in the Twitterverse, where sadly a lot of these discussions, that really is the place to go to see how people are reacting to a statement like this. And he had the number one pushback, just the number one reaction that everybody was liking that was antagonistic to the statement. So it is worth quoting him. He says, "Vague statements like this, which fundamentally cannot be operationalized in policy but feel nice to sign, are counterproductive and silly, just as they were 2 or so years ago when we went through another cycle of nebulous AI statement signing. Let's set aside the total lack of a definition of superintelligence. I'll even grant the statement drafters that we all arrive on a mutually agreeable definition. And remember, it did define it in a reasonable way. It's just like, intelligence that's greater than humans, unlike tasks." Okay, and then he says, "Assume we write that definition into a law which says no superintelligence until it's proven safe. How do we enforce this law? Now comes the fine print, the stuff left unsaid in the statement, the stuff the statement drafters probably did not much discuss with the many signatories who lent their names and reputations to this endeavor. How do you prove superintelligence will be safe without building it? How do you prove a plane is flightworthy without flying it? You can't. So the logic would go, we will need a sanctioned venue and institution for superintelligence development where we will experiment with the technology until it is quote unquote proven safe. Who decides this, by the way, and what happens after it's proven safe? The institution would need to be funded somehow by all governments with similar prohibitions, which the statement drafters, though probably not all signatories, would likely argue needs to include every country on earth, including U.S. adversaries. A global governance body whose purpose is to build the thing the statement drafters have told us is so dangerous, partially because of the power it could confer on those who control it. A consortium of governments which, if successful, would exercise unilateral control over how to wield this technology and against whom to wield it. The same people who uniquely possess militaries, police, and a monopoly on legitimate violence. The same people who possess, in other words, and in the final analysis, the right to kill you or confiscate your property if you do not listen to them, newly empowered with the most powerful technology ever conceived. Does that sound safe to you? Safe in quotes. This sounds to me like the worst possible way to build quote-unquote superintelligence. I reject all efforts to centralize power this way, and I reject blobby statements with no path to productive realization and policy. So yeah, again, he's saying this is the worst possible way to build superintelligence, a statement saying that we can't build superintelligence until there's reasonable concern or there's reasonable predictions that it won't go kill everybody or that we actually want to do it. He's saying that would be the worst way to build superintelligence, to have consensus first. Like, okay. Go ahead.
I mean, I really like, no, dude. I know that sounds hard. Ooh, the good outcome here is going to be really hard. Like, yes, that's correct. But the alternative is, anyone builds it, everyone dies. So I'll take hard over everyone dies.
Exactly. It looks like Scott Alexander, funny enough, almost ratioed. We had 206 likes to his 387. A really thoughtful post. I mean, I'll give my take on this. It's like, okay, yeah, Demal, you're a good policy thinker here, but this is not a bill. The statement here that we were looking at, the one that you screenshotted saying, we call for a prohibition on the development of superintelligence before there's broad scientific consensus, before there's strong public buy-in. That is just a very simple statement saying, hey, AI labs, the ones who are saying you guys are racing to superintelligence, you can't right now. Somehow. Yeah. Right? They're like, let's figure out how to. That's all we're saying. And when you're saying, oh, so you think we're going to figure out policy and have all these implications? Okay, yeah, there are implications. We should talk about the implications. But that doesn't mean that we can't point to the building of superintelligence and being like, that's not good.
If you like the content we're making here on the AI Risk Network, but you're not a subscriber, what are you thinking? We need everyone to be a subscriber. Do it. All right, Michael, real quick, you got something on this? And then this will be the longest one ever, and we don't care because we can make it however long we want.
I mean, you can say this about anything. So anything dangerous, if you want to stop it or control it, we need to somehow control it. Obviously, immediately we'll say, you want to control it. There is some conspiracy here.
Right.
I mean, it's like when Princess Diana died, some people were claiming that the people who were selling the flowers actually caused it because they sold a lot of flowers, in the you know what I mean, in the funeral. Yeah. So obviously, okay. So let's say actually superintelligence is gonna kill everyone. So what's your suggestion? So let's not control it.
Exactly.
So what the fuck is your suggestion? And I'm more here.
Exactly. And it's hard.
Don't be shy.
We have cars. The pre-seatbelt era. Everyone keeps dying when they get crumpled up in crash cars. It's going to be so hard to put seatbelts in that we'll have to deal with the car makers and we'll have to standardize and we'll have to do this and this and this and this and this. It was harder to put seatbelts in than have cars without seatbelts, but we still did it. We can do hard things. All right. That's what I got for this week. So we got Liron. I feel like you should lead us out here with maybe a James Bond style warning shot outro with the
pull it out of your jacket or something.
Okay.
The weapon.
The James Bond intro where he's like,
yeah. Yes. Awesome. All right, guys. See you next week.
See you.
See ya.